Hello and welcome to the Natural Way of Life. Numerology is one of my passions, and this video is about the Life Path 6 energy. Life Path, also known as your life purpose or your soul's purpose. The themes to this life path that I will cover in this video are being of service, family, love, responsibility, community, healing, mental health, psychic gifts, and intuition. So please share in the comments if you find this helpful and if you relate to that 6 energy. So just to touch on as well with numerology, it is a tool that helps us connect to the universe. It's very predictive and very accurate. And this will vary again. I use this as a guide, I always say, but trust yourself first. So a lot of this information to those on a life path 6 or who have strong 6 numerology, it might show up elsewhere in their chart or their names, etc. You'll probably find this information helps you to understand yourself more and on a deeper level, but it's not to be used in a negative way or to put people into brackets or boxes. And as with any number, I always say there's a higher side to that vibration of the number and a lower side to it, which I will talk to you about in depth as well. So firstly, one of the biggest themes is love. love. 6's love. But one of their biggest lessons will be to learn self-love, which also holds a 6 energy. So it's about naturally giving that love out to yourself, to your loved ones, and to the world, but also not at the expense of yourself. So knowing sometimes when you have to give to yourself more than you do to others, which will be one of those battles. I am also a life path 6, but a 33-6. So a lot of this is also, I guess I'm teaching from experience, So this is also my version of my journey as a 6 too. So I hope others will relate to it. And it is definitely been a lifelong battle of learning to love myself and accept myself. From a young age, you may have always found that you're wanting to seek love, and maybe then going about it in the wrong ways or in a physical way to feel that love and acceptance from others, whereas actually that is something we have to learn to do from within. And again, just because this is a huge theme in our lives, often relationships and love don't necessarily come that easily. We may have several failed relationships before we finally get that relationship or that family unit that we so strongly desire. That again is one of the challenges of the 6 life path. It's not an easy one. And family. So again, family is a huge theme for 6s. And I myself have always wanted the perfect family, and unfortunately it hasn't existed for me, and I've had a lot of heartbreak and pain and trauma around family. But it's also learning that we can create our own family, and it doesn't have to look how everyone else's may be. It doesn't have to fit that perfect ideal of family. So although at our core we will always want to put family or family-like things first and our love for others, but it's on the flip side of that, you might find someone who is actually quite alone and not involved with family or community and quite isolated. As we say, to every number there's the higher side and the lower side to it. So I'm in this video showing you both kind of examples. So we can keep ourselves locked away if we don't feel safe, and we can isolate ourselves from others. And just because family is a huge theme for a 6 life path, it doesn't mean they're going to have that ideal or perfect family. Part of that life path may be coming to accept and coming to terms with things aren't always perfect. Although we have that eye for detail and those perfectionist qualities, it's learning to accept and build our own. So yeah, family may look different for everyone on a 6 life path. They're also, I'd say we're very responsible people on the higher vibration of it. Responsibility, taking care of others, our community, our world, not shying away from our responsibilities. On the flip side, you could have someone that is taking no responsibility. So maybe they have a family and they take no responsibility for it, no responsibility for their children, no responsibility for their home. They're examples of it in more of a negative side. But the home, again, I remember as a child always having this vision, and I still do it now actually. It's probably because we're quite in our mental energy in the mind, creating this ideal home. I'd go through, we used to have in England, it was an Argos catalogue. I'd go through ticking all the things I wanted in my home. I'd be obsessed with playing The Sims, which was a computer game, because I loved to create the perfect home. You could choose all the furniture, all the furnishings you wanted. We do have an eye for beauty and detail. You could create the characters and the family members as you wanted them. So that's an example. But like we say, on the other side of that, it might be someone that isn't able to create that home environment. We're also quite dreamy and we're quite visual. So I would say we like to vision things. We're strong visionaries because we are also here to heal our third eye chakra. I correlate the energy points within the bodies to life paths too. And the sixth chakra, which is our brow chakra, the third eye chakra, that is one we're working on in this lifetime. And that is an area that we will be called to work on. Cats hold sixth energy too. It's no coincidence. I hated them my whole life. Okay, hate's a strong word. No, I didn't quite literally hate cats, but I was just never drawn to them. They weren't really my thing. Fast forward into my 30s, I was like, gotta have a cat. And I realised they're the most spiritual, magical beings ever. I mean, how did it take me so long? So it's interesting. And again, with a 6, you can be really psychically intuitive and, really gifted with your spiritual gifts. Or on the flip side, you might be someone who does not believe at all and who is completely switched off. But your sixth sense is something you're here to work on, build and develop in this lifetime. I was very closed off to all kind of spiritual things for most of my adult life, and then towards my mid to late 20s I suddenly had this huge spiritual awakening, and I was forced to go on that path and that journey, and I felt like I didn't have a choice because life was very difficult, but I'm glad I went on that journey and I've stepped into that power and that energy of being of service and using my spiritual gifts. Mental health is also a big theme for life path 6s. I'm going to use Britney Spears as an example, and I will do a video on her for the 6 energy too, because she's a life path 6 and has struggled with her mental health throughout her life and career. And unfortunately, it's been portrayed really negatively, but often we can be very misunderstood, and we have so much going on in our mind that it can leave us to feel quite isolated and alone. And maybe others just don't get us or always understand us. But learning about mental health, because I always say what you learn and heal in yourself is then what you can help others with too. And I feel like that is definitely on that lower vibration of it, is the struggles with our mental health. It's something, again, myself, I can relate to my whole life, is even from such a young age, just this feeling of being depressed, this feeling of dissociating, creating another world, going off in our minds. And it's definitely a difficult path to go on, because at a core, what you want is to be loved and to have a family and be, part of a community and have responsibility. But then sometimes we can be really, really shut away from things. So it is difficult, but yeah, learning to balance your third eye chakra and to work with that in a healthy way and not be so closed off to the spiritual stuff, because that's actually what's going to help us and guide us. But we're not taught these things growing up, are we? So it can be really, really difficult to come to terms with in our lifetimes. With a life path 6's strong connection to their third eye chakra, they will most likely be someone who is also highly sensitive, as they're able to pick up on the energies of others, and they are naturally connected to spirit, whether they realise it or not. and you can sense and feel others' energy, and you probably get a lot of information again coming through your third eye chakra. So it's important as well for you to notice what's yours and what's not, and to have that balance and to clear out energy that doesn't belong. Even if it's music you're listening to, what you see on the TV, but surround yourself with things that are healthy for you, because when that chakra is out of balance, mental health issues will definitely come up more, and that is a big theme within this life path. You know, as I said, I do relate to it because it's a journey that I've been on myself and have struggled with. It's not an easy one for sure. Dreams, again, I don't know if it's just because of being a visionary, but dreams have been a huge thing my whole life. I've received so much guidance and intuition, and I've had so many like psychic and sixth sense experiences through my third eye, through the dream realm. So I'd be interested to hear from other sixes if that is something you resonate with too, because I definitely feel it is. So there are a lot of challenges too on this journey, and it's not an easy path. Just like with any life path, there are the struggles, the highs and the lows, but the themes I feel that are quite big, as we've said, will be areas within your family, your love life, your community, and being of service. You probably find as well you will attract in a lot of kind of people that need your healing, basically. So it's to figure out like where to give that and where not, because when you attract people that just need your healing, you're then going to be left feeling very depleted. And especially in relationships, it's definitely a common thing for sixes. So if you're a male six, you might find you attract a lot of kind of like women that need your healing. And again, for women, if you're a six, you'll probably find you get a lot of like Peter Pans, almost like, you know, men that aren't quite men, just very immature and just need you for your healing kind of thing. And then you're that nurturer to them, which is quite a healthy imbalance. But I've definitely seen that even in my own life. It's like, yeah, people have been drawn to me for my healing, but then it hasn't been a natural balance within the relationship. So, you know, and just as well, because you have a lot of that higher mental energy and connection to spirit, it's really important for you to keep grounded too. Like we say, with your animals, with nature, with children, to keep that grounding and to keep you healthily balanced, because when you become ungrounded again, that will affect the ability of your third eye chakra to function and to function well. Spiritual hygiene, taking up a strong practice, you know, whether it be meditation, mindfulness, all those things will help a six excel on their path. And if they keep an open heart and an open mind, and keep themselves open and not closed off to their sixth sense, and learning to work with that in a healthy and nourishing way, will be an amazing for a life path 6. Now I want to be able to bring you lots more videos and content on this, because I feel like there's too much to say in one video. But 6s, we are nurturers, we're about love, we're about family, we're about giving and being of service. And you know, whether that's through healing work, whether that's through being a great mother, father, teacher, you know, even if you're just that person in your local store that brings, you know, love and light to everyone's day, then, you know, we come in all shapes and sizes and forms in this world. I hope this video has helped. I look forward to bringing you more. Thank you.